So, is Dying Light the Beast worth playing when it drops? That's the question everyone's been asking since this game went from a planned DLC expansion to a full standalone experience. After spending hours with the preview build, I can tell you this much. If you've been waiting for Techland to remember what made the original Dying Light so special, you're about to get your wish. Let me hit you with what strikes you first when you boot this up. The violence is absolutely brutal. I'm talking about crunchy, bone-shattering impacts that make you wince. Crane swinging a shovel and splitting zombie skulls like coconuts, blood spattering across his face and clothes until he looks like he just walked out of a slaughterhouse. This isn't the sanitized zombie killing of other games. This is raw, visceral combat that brings back all those feelings from the first game, where every swing of your weapon felt like it had real weight behind it. The Beast delivers on multiple fronts that franchise fans have been craving. First, the return to horror roots is immediately apparent. Nighttime isn't just darker, it's genuinely terrifying again. Volatiles are back with a vengeance, and they're smarter than ever. They'll predict where you're going and cut you off mid-chase, turning what used to be predictable escape routes into death traps. I found myself literally shaking after chase sequences, making terrible decisions out of pure panic. That violin screech when you get spotted raises your heart rate to levels that only the original achieved. The combat system hits that sweet spot between the first two games. Weapons have distinct weight and feel, blunt weapons swing slower with devastating momentum, while bladed weapons flow more naturally. The physics system got a massive upgrade too. Zombies stumble naturally, accidentally fall off buildings, and react realistically to different weapon types. Kicking enemies off rooftops returns as a viable strategy, and gravity becomes your best friend again. Beast Mode adds another layer where Crane transforms into a feral killing machine, tearing through enemies with bare hands and environmental throws. It's limited enough to feel special, but powerful enough to turn the tide in desperate situations. The world design shows serious craftsmanship. Everything feels hand-built rather than procedurally generated, which was a major complaint about Dying Light 2. The Casterwood setting brings authentic detail, apparently built using personal items from the development team and locations where staff actually grew up. Weather affects gameplay meaningfully too. Rain makes Molotovs useless but amplifies electrical weapons. Dynamic lighting creates genuine atmosphere, though it's not quite as polished as the original. Parkour feels more grounded and realistic than Dying Light 2's floaty system. They consulted with legendary stuntman David Bell to nail the movement, and it shows. The system is less forgiving but more rewarding once you master it. Vehicles serve as massive hammers for zombie crushing rather than just transportation, with limited fuel forcing you back on foot regularly. Now for the reality check. This isn't a revolutionary reinvention of the franchise, it's more like Dying Light 2.5, using the best elements from both previous games. Some animation glitches and audio sync issues pop up regularly. The stamina system feels inconsistent, no stamina loss during exploration, but strict management during combat. Human enemy encounters, while improved from the first game, still feel somewhat limited compared to the zombie-focused gameplay. The story remains mostly hidden in preview builds, but early character interactions beyond Kyle Crane don't particularly stand out. Voice acting and character development seem hit or miss, which could be problematic for a narrative-driven experience about Crane's quest for revenge against the Baron who tortured him for years. Technical performance hits solid benchmarks, 4K 60 FPS on current-gen consoles with DLSS 3.0 support on PC. Visually, it matches Dying Light 2 standards without major improvements, but the consistent world design quality makes up for the lack of graphical evolution. Player reception split predictably along franchise preference lines. Original Dying Light fans are praising the return to horror-focused gameplay and visceral combat. Dying Light 2 supporters appreciate the refined parkour and improved human AI. Both sides seem satisfied that Techland listened to community feedback about what made the series special. The development story itself deserves respect. When the DLC leaked and became a full game, owners of the Ultimate Edition got it free, showing consumer-friendly practices. The scarce resource system creates genuine survival tension. Ammunition is rare and hidden in military convoys requiring special keys. Crafting materials force careful resource management. This isn't a power fantasy where you steamroll through hordes. Every encounter requires tactical thinking and preparation. Here's my verdict. If you're the kind of player who loved the original Dying Light's horror atmosphere and brutal combat, but felt disappointed by Dying Light 2's RPG direction, The Beast is exactly what you've been waiting for. It strips away the faction politics and complex skill trees to focus on Kyle Crane's personal revenge story against a backdrop of genuine zombie survival horror. If you want a more story-driven experience with deep character development and complex moral choices, you might want to wait for more story content to be revealed. The preview builds suggest a more linear, focused narrative that prioritizes atmosphere over narrative depth. If you've never played a Dying Light game, this actually serves as a solid entry point that captures the franchise's core appeal without requiring knowledge of previous entries. Just be prepared for genuinely scary nighttime sequences and resource management that punishes careless play. The Beast feels like Techland finally remembered what made their franchise special in the first place. It's not trying to be everything to everyone. It's focused on delivering brutal zombie combat, terrifying nights, and that unique blend of parkour and survival that no other series quite captures. Sometimes going back to your roots is exactly what you need to move forward. If you enjoyed this breakdown, smash that like button and let me know in the comments what aspect of The Beast you're most excited about. Subscribe for more coverage when the full game drops, and remember, in Castor Woods, the real beast might just be you.